following is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee.
Welcome in, everybody. I am Devin O'Day, and it is our Farmin Friyay edition. We're going to talk about agriculture, and I want to apologize, y'all. These are my emergency glasses. Have you ever ordered glasses and you think, oh, those are so cute. They're kind of Harry Potter. And then you put them on and you go, these are the geekiest, goofiest looking glasses. Okay, these are only because I can't see. So there you go. And if you're like me and you have a face shape like me, don't ever get the round glasses. Just saying. Our first agricultural story is about farming, but it's a different way. I never think about the trees on our land as agriculture, but lumber is agriculture, and it's a big part of what Tennessee does. The Tennessee Department of Agriculture loves to talk to people in all aspects. We're number 4 in the country with agriculture as our main source of income, and I think that's pretty cool, especially based on the size of Tennessee, that we could be responsible for that much lumber and food and livestock. It's a pretty cool thing. Well, now we're going to head and we're going to talk about the tree, the hemlock. It was poison in Shakespeare's time. Let's find out what it is today.
We are here at Savage Gulf because we are going to learn about the hemlock woolly adelgid and how we are treating the eastern hemlocks to fight hemlock woolly adelgid. The hemlock woolly adelgid is a small aphid-like insect that has infested eastern hemlocks and Carolina hemlocks. And it attaches itself to the bottom of the hemlock branch, and they're small white woolly masses that kind of look like tiny, tiny cotton balls at the base of each hemlock needle. And during the winter months, it sucks the nutrients out of the hemlock trees, which then causes its death.
So hemlock woolly adelgid is an insect that was inadvertently carried in from Asia and established in the 1950s and has the capacity to basically eliminate eastern hemlocks from the landscape. The trees have no natural resistance to speak of, and we don't have a natural complex of checks and balances for the insect. So our stopgap measure at the moment is to use chemicals until we can develop some more natural checks and balances.
This is a kind of a multi-agency event. We've got USDA, Forest Service, we've got TDEC, TWRA, and of course we've got Division of Forestry and the strike team. And so they taught us how to, the chemical treatment of hemlocks. And so they showed us how to measure the tree, prepare the base of it, calculate the amount of chemical, and then put that around there.
Probably one of the things that was probably the neatest is to look at the partnership, and the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency has been involved in it for several years, and just really a great collaborative effort between all the different agencies that are working on the project together.
And that's one thing that I've learned throughout my career. When you collaborate with one another on a common goal or common objective, you can achieve so much more. So it's a very, very important program, and we're hopeful that we can save the hemlock.
The crew has treated over 7,000 acres and 82,000 trees. In providing those outcomes, in providing the success rates that we've had, a lot of other state programs and internationally, Nova Scotia and Canada has reached out to us to help them set up their programs.
Tennessee is one of the leaders with their program and the way they pull this work off and get these trees treated for the greater good.
protecttnforest.org, and that's part of what the Tennessee Department of Agriculture, just one small part of what they do, along with Pick Tennessee products that you see in your local grocery stores. Well, happy beautiful Friday to you, Elizabeth, and thank you for for giving me a thumbs up on the glass as well. They are fun, I will say that. They're just kind of goofy looking, but I can see. So, ta-da! That's what it's all about. Good morning to my friend Ruth Brown. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and happy Earth Day to you. We celebrate the earth in all sorts of ways, including ways that it helps us grow. Have you ever had things that go bad in the refrigerator, in the produce drawer, and you go, I'm just going to throw that away? Well, in the coming weeks on our Farmin Friday, we're going to talk about recycling those things and planting them and growing. They all have seeds, and they all have ways to plant those little seeds and get them in the ground. Tomato plants are all in the great rage right now, and you go, I don't have money for plants. I don't have blah, blah, blah. There's all sorts of reasons why you haven't put your tomatoes in yet. But let's talk about recycling that icky tomato that's in your refrigerator probably right now and turning it into produce that ends up growing in your garden.
Welcome to today's video, guys. We're going to talk tomatoes, and I've got a very clever way of planting tomato seeds, and it actually goes with some tomatoes that maybe are old in the fridge. And all you're going to need to start is just, of course, some tomatoes there, and you've got a pot with some potting soil, and this is very, very easy. It's probably the easiest method I've come across so far, so I'm anxious to try it out. You're watching How to Grow Tomatoes Indoors from Seeds. Got a couple old tomatoes that have been sitting around in the fridge for a while. They've gone bad, not edible, so I'm going to go ahead and cut them up or slice them in 1/4 inch slices to a 1/2 inch, and just go ahead and dice those up. And nothing special, maybe just big enough that you would put on a pizza or something like that. So that's it. You're going to cut those up. You see all the seeds in there. There's a lot of seeds in here. And we're going to reuse those, and we're going to try to get them to grow. Let's go back over to our pot and our potting mix here. I'm going to take some of this potting mix off the top. I've got it full all the way here. I'm just going to go ahead and remove some of that extra dirt so we can get it under some dirt. These can't go on top of the ground. I guess they could probably go on the top of the ground, but I want to give them a layer of dirt on top. And then we'll see what we get here. So I'm clearing that away. Clearing about a 1/2 inch here. Make sure they're down under the dirt, at least a 1/2 inch. All right, and then you're just going to place them in. Like I said, it's just, think of this as a pizza, a dirt pizza. And we're going to put our tomatoes in there, just like so. And I've got another one here. Let's put this right next to it. There you go. There it is. Doesn't have to be special. It's going into the dirt. It's going to be rotting here, and then hopefully we'll have some new growth seeds and new seedlings for tomatoes. Just recycled our tomatoes. Actually, it's a great way to do that. Recycling the tomatoes, and we're going to get something out of it. Oh, there you go. I've got 4 slices in there. It looks like it's going to be good enough, and now it's time to cover them up. Cover them up, like I said, just so that they're at least covered up. I don't know where you guys plan on putting these. Windowsill, outside. As long as there's some dirt on top of those. Seeds don't need a whole lot of dirt to get through. They're rather small when they do start out. And it's amazing how big the plant does get from a little tiny seed like that. But maybe you've got some varmints outside that you're worried about. You might want to cover them up a little bit more. So just so that there's just enough dirt covering the tops, you should be good. And I'll tell you what, we're going to make a follow-up video of this video here, and once I get some sprouts, we'll check back in about a week or so, and I'll give you the status update on what's going on. You can see this is just a regular pot here, potting soil. We took some old tomatoes, we diced them up, put them under the soil, and we should get sprouts. It doesn't get any easier than that. Well, thanks for stopping by today, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Welcome back, everybody. This is our follow-up video to our tomato slices. If you guys are new to the channel and you have not seen the first video, I highly recommend you going and watching that. I'm going to go ahead and leave the link right here. But as we said, we're going to get on to this video, and it's really exciting. This is very, very low maintenance, guys. We took some old tomatoes out of the fridge. We sliced them up. We placed 3 slices into this potting mix and watered it really good and kind of put it over in the shade somewhere. And kind of just forgot about them. And here about 2 weeks, checked back, and we've got all these tomato sprouts. Pretty cool. I'm going to dig these up and kind of see. Here, there's a skin right there from the tomato slice. Got a bunch of roots in there, but that's about it. Everything else was broken down into the soil, so really cool. Let's dig this one up, see what we've got inside here. Not much going on there. A little bit of the skin there. And our last one, our last tomato slice here, you can see part of the skin as well. There it is. Grab that there. That's about everything that's left from our slices, just the tomato skin. Pretty cool. So this is a very good way to start your tomatoes if you want low maintenance and you kind of just want to plant them somewhere and just forget about it. This is a great way to do it, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one.
You can follow mygardenchannel.com. His entire channel is about recycling things that you would throw away and creating a garden from it. I love that whole idea. You can do it with the bottom of celery. You can root celery and it just keeps growing, and you can chop it off and you can have fresh celery all year long. You can do it with potatoes. We did that a few weeks ago with bucket gardening. You can do it like if you have squash, and maybe it's a spaghetti squash, and you cut it open and you get rid of the seeds that are in the middle. Don't throw those seeds away. Put them out and plant them, and they will grow in your garden. You can germinate those and create all sorts of great garden for literally right from things that you would throw away. Well, last night I got the great pleasure of walking through the Nashville Zoo. And if you missed that video, you can find it on all of our Main Street pages, where Justin Kulik and I walked through and got some footage from Night Visions. Night Visions is a new exhibit. It's going on through July 17th at the Nashville Zoo. Don't miss out on this. It is a wonderful walk through the zoo. Kids were absolutely loving it. So if you haven't seen that video, let me give you a few details about the Nashville Zoo and Night Visions going on now. It was so much fun. And the flamingos are the animals that are still out at night. But you see those beautiful pink flamingos lit with the music, and it's just, I don't know. And then different parts of the park, sometimes it's inside and you see these light displays, and sometimes it's with waterfalls and water. And if you, like me, like the dancing waters and the fountain displays in the Opryland Hotel, or maybe outside a public building, then they have got water and lights cascading set to music, or even driving through at Christmas time and the lights that are set to music. If you like that, you will love this in the Nashville Zoo. NashvilleZoo.com to get your tickets. It is also April 22nd, the very last day. Midnight tonight is your last chance to enter Mom in the Moms Love Baseball contest going on with the Nashville Sounds. You just go to the Nashville Today, the Main Street Today Facebook page, and click on the picture that looks just like this, Mom Loves Baseball. upload a picture of mom, and you get a chance to win tickets to a Sounds game, a night in a hotel, brunch at Third and Home, all for mom to celebrate Mother's Day with mom and the Nashville Sounds. And tonight, midnight, that's the deadline. And it's done. So be sure to get on over there. And if you don't have a picture of you and mom, maybe you want to go with someone else. Maybe you're a dog mom like me, or a kitty cat mom like me. You can also enter yourself. Elizabeth, I'm talking to you. Go ahead and enter, because it's a lot of fun. Oh my gosh. I love it. Terry, hey, my friend. I thank you for saying you love the glasses. It's a beautiful warm day in Pineville. That's my hometown, you guys, in Louisiana. And I'm glad that it's a beautiful day at home. And Elizabeth did see the live last night. Thank you for going live. Well, I like to try to take you guys wherever I am. And my friend Mona and I are planning some fun things that we're going to take you on. And we're going to be a tourist in our own hometown. And some of those we're going to show. And maybe I can get Shelly, who's in the front office, to go with me on some and be a tourist with me in our own hometown. Hi, Regina. Hi. How are you? Glad that you're with us today. Well, we love when you guys are with us and when you share what we do. There is a lady that I found out about. She moved from Seattle to Nashville, and she started a homestead. She brought her animals with her, but she also is a blacksmith. She creates furniture and builds things, and she creates plans for what she builds. All of that she sells on her website to support her homesteading habit, literally making her living with her hands. Her name is Ann. Ann with an E, of All Trades. You can find her website at annofalltrades.com. But I thought I would share her story because she moved to Nashville and started her own farming homestead. What a cool idea.
Hi, I'm Ann of All Trades, and we have officially landed in Nashville, Tennessee. I wanted to give you a quick peek at what our daily chores and daily life look like here, as well as a quick peek into our future plans here. Hi, guys. Good morning, sunshine. Hi, buddies. You ready to go outside? Get some breakfast? Okay. Come on out. There we go. What do you guys think? You happy to be out? Buddy, did I scare you? You guys ready? Good, howdy, boy. You guys ready? There you go. There you go. And we'll get you guys some hay. Just wait till we get all this thing set up, you guys. It's gonna be great here. There we go. Go, Brenda. Howdy, boy. Be a gentle boy. Morning chores here are a little bit different. A, because we've got a whole lot less animals, and B, because we're still really working on getting things set up. We've got to put in hay feeders, and actually, when we first got here, the barn stalls weren't done yet. So things are all very much temporary and kind of just off the cuff right now. The temperature difference between Seattle and Nashville is actually pretty similar. It's just 10 degrees makes a big difference. On this property, because it hasn't really been used as an actual farm since the 1950s or 60s, there's a whole lot of starting over that we have to do, and even collecting this poop now is just looking forward towards our new garden and getting our soil built up and established. It's all part of it. All right, so right now we're dumping all of the poop into one spot so that as soon as I get my tractor, we can come back and we start spreading it all over where the garden is going to be. And as part of that, we also still have to define where exactly that is going to be. We weren't able to bring everyone just for their health and well-being, and also just for things that made sense for our new property here. We had a lot more water mitigation issues that we had to deal with in Seattle than we will here. Obviously, when it rains here, it rains a lot harder and a lot more than it does in Seattle, so there is the potential for flash flooding and other accommodations that we're going to have to learn how to make here. But really, so far we've had about a week of wonderful sunshine. The animals have loved sunbathing and, you know, eating fresh grass in the middle of January, which is pretty different for all of us. But anyway, that's actually the pretty much the extent of the morning chores at this point. Life in Tennessee so far is very different than it was in Seattle. First of all, because we left Seattle where we had an established farm. I had an established workshop where I could pursue my livelihood of building furniture. And we moved to a farm in Tennessee that hasn't been used as a farm since the 1950s, and a place that doesn't even have a workshop. So, for the foreseeable future, this is going to be my workshop. Eventually we'll convert this whole barn to be used for livestock, but for now I am going to just set it up so that we can use it to do whatever it is that I need to do in the interim. I spent a lot of my young life waiting until to do the things that I wanted to do, until I had the right tools to do this, until I had the right space to do that. But a lot of homesteading is you have to do it right now, no matter what's going on. And so on this homestead, we're just gonna do that. I haven't built a workshop yet, but I need to have a workshop so that I can make a livelihood. I'm going to build my dream workshop and woodworking school here on this property, but that's gonna take a while to establish. And so for now, we're gonna make things work. Being in the barn and not having a shop means that I don't have access to my big equipment. It's just gonna have to live over here for a while. It also means that I'm having to take a break from some of the longer term projects that I've been working on, like this motorcycle and my Chevy truck, which is still in Seattle, but is in fact being shipped down here as we speak, so that'll be here soon. I'm gonna be able to set up my office as a temporary hand tool woodworking shop. And it'll be wonderful to have access to my hand tools to be able to continue producing fine furniture, both, you know, for my livelihood, but also to continue creating that sort of educational content as well. It was also nice to have a nice spot for Oliver and for the bunnies to land while they're transitioning to their new home. And even though I won't have access to my big machinery for processing stock and things like that, if those of you who have been watching my channel for a long time know that I worked out of my laundry room for the first 3 years that we were at our last farm. And this, ironically, is actually much bigger than that anyway. I also have a bunch of super generous friends who have offered to let me go to their shops and use their big machinery to process stock should I need to do so. As we're getting settled here in Nashville, you'll see a lot of familiar sights, from the things that I built in Seattle to some items that I had in my shop in Seattle. And as a woodworker, I think we can tend to be hoarders a little bit, so it's really important to have a wood stove in any woodworking shop. And then, until we get the shop built, this will be my blacksmithing shop. It is a little disjointed, to say the least, but we'll still be able to forge hardware, tools, and all kinds of other things in the meantime. Popsicles in here. Got my pickles, my beer, my coffee machine, my hot water maker, some tea, some crackers. What else could someone need? Having the wood stove installed and having the view out my window of the critters that I love really makes this place feel like home. And soon enough, that view is also going to include my brand new workshop and my brand new garden. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video and for supporting my channel in that way. If you'd like to support me in other ways, there are links for my Patreon and my merchandise below. I hope you leave this video feeling challenged, inspired, and excited to get outside and to do things with your own hands as well. Cheers.
Y'all, that almost makes me cry, because I think about people who decide, you know what, I don't have to follow all of the the everyday rat race that everybody else does. I'm going to use my hands and I'm going to homestead. And it's a really a neat way of life that is kind of spreading across our country. And it's actually revitalizing some smaller towns that's giving them new life and new growth. And people are making things and growing things and selling things. It really is great, especially right here in our home state of Tennessee and right here in Nashville. Some of the things that Ann of alltrades.com will show you, you can get plants and they're really affordable, like a solar raised planter. She makes these and it's just the coolest way that she does it. But the plants are like $10 and you can support her that way. A timber frame pergola, which I thought was very, very neat. And I love these. You're seeing these all over chicken trucks, the mobile chicken coops that you can kind of move around, and those chickens will fertilize. They will eat your pest and get rid of, it's kind of a natural way to get rid of fleas and ticks in your area. I absolutely loved everything about her. I agree with you, Elizabeth. She is very cool. Ann of alltrades.com. You can check that out. Well, speaking of check out, I cannot wait for you to check out this young lady. I have known her for a while. She and her family, they have a wonderful, let me see if I can find her. I don't even see her. Oh my gosh, I've got to find her right here. Well, anyway, she is going to be at the Gatlinburg Songwriter Fest. I just found it. Her name is Judy Pastor. You will absolutely love her. I work with her husband every Saturday at 3rd and Lindsley. Judy Pastor is a singer-songwriter. Will be at the Gatlinburg Songwriters Festival August 18th, and I'd love to share something from her. Original songwriters keep our town growing. Speaking of something that keeps Nashville alive, it's the music, but it all starts with a song.
Today, living a dream with a traveling band, running on caffeine and fumes in a Chevy van. I'm on my way from here to there. I've been pretty good, you know, and I don't mind if this is far as I go. So much I don't know. These things I can't count on. I'll just take my time. It's all about the ride. It's all about the ride. I've had my share of ups and downs. This old heart of mine holding on.
time for Mornings on Main Street, Taste of Nashville edition. Taped in front of a live audience from Bar Lines inside the beautiful Omni Nashville Hotel. Featured guests include Grand Ole Opry star Jeannie Seeley, the Flat River Band, Noah Goebel. Now, let's join our host, Joe Dubin and Devin O'Day.
Hey everybody, welcome in to another fantastic edition of Mornings on Main Street, a taste of Nashville. I'll be your host alongside the great Devin O'Day.
Find it's a crutch when it don't turn out like it should.
An interesting thing, May 28th of this year, it'll be 56 years exactly to the date that I made my debut on the opera. How cool is that? Jeannie Seeley here for the Decca show, it was Decca Records back then, and he's looking at the badge and he's looking at me. And finally I turned the badge around and said, oh, well, you know what? Dottie West will be coming in for the RCA show. She's going to have one just like this, only it's going to have my name on it. He's like, go on, get out of here.
The sun is shining through my window. Shining through my window. Everything seems to be okay. I got myself a good loving woman. She makes those dark clouds go away.
But notice the haircuts. Don't they have great hair?
Yes.
Because it's a barber family. I mean, they got the barbering going on.
Our dad's got a barber shop west of town here, 7 Chair Shop, and we try to whittle around on each other's hair every once in a while. You know what I mean?
About 4, I guess.
About 4.
I can barely program my phone. What do you play?
Fiddle, mandolin, guitar, and banjo.
Which one do you like the best?
Fiddle.
Fiddle.
They've got alcohol, monkeys, and lights all throughout. Now, what could go wrong?
Alcohol and monkeys.
I know.
Yes.
Yes, go take your date and say, we're going to have a margarita and look at monkeys. And she's going to go, huh?
Many thanks to Todd Roderville and Omni Nashville Hotel for letting us come down and hang out in the bar lounge. It's beautiful. Our great audience, the guys and gals behind the scenes, for Devin O'Day, myself, and Zach Allen. Thank you for watching Mornings on Main Street, a taste of Nashville. We'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Once a month we tape that, and we are so glad. If you missed the last show with our amazing artist and getting to go to the Omni, all you have to do is go to Main Street Nashville. They're all logged on our YouTube channel, and you can find them all there. But the next one will be next Friday. We'll air at 8:00 a.m. right after Mornings on Main Street. Taste of Nashville, brought to you by our friends at Buddy Allen Carpet One. Well, I promised you something very cool from Dallas Remington, and she's always cooking something really good. And I have been looking for an easy recipe for chicken tortilla soup, and she has one.
But my life is good. Really good. I get to wake up every morning at 5 a.m. and make some soup. It's the best. I love it. I get to lay in a bed by myself all of my life. It's fantastic.
Isn't that, it's so easy. All you have to go is follow Dallas Remington Music on Instagram, and you can see that very easy recipe. If you've got a crock pot or an Instapot or just a pot on the stove, you can make that, and it's really great. Chicken tortilla soup. I've been looking for the great recipe that was easy and not too time consuming, and that one works. And set it and it'll go all day. We're going to close the show with her. She is no stranger to farming. She is no stranger to renovating farmhouses. They have their own business as a family, but if you miss a chance to see her, I love her because she is as genuine as you can possibly be. Miss Dallas Remington, she is the best. Be safe, everybody. Be kind, and remember you are loved. Have a great, great weekend. See you tomorrow at Backstage Nashville, 11:15.
It's got a touch of the town where I grew up. Something in them California boys love. Some people like to make a little fun of the way I talk. It gets slower after 3 or 4 cold beers. It gets louder when I'm cheering on the volunteers. Folks know I'm country and they hear the way I talk. It sounds a little bit like my daddy. It don't cuss around my mama. Got some words you never heard unless you come from down yonder. The man upstairs gets in, so I don't try to fix it. No, I don't hide it, I don't fight it, I just roll with it. Oh, kinda slow like the Mississippi Road. That's the only way I know. Man, it ain't my fault. I just live the way I talk. Yes, sir, no, ma'am, y'all come back now. 5 words if I run my last name down. I ain't ashamed, matter of fact, I'm dang proud of the way I talk. It sounds a little bit like my daddy, it don't cuss around my mama. Got some words you never heard unless you come from down yonder. The man upstairs gets in, so I don't try to fix it. No, I don't fight it, I don't hide it, I just roll with it. Oh, kinda slow like the Mississippi Road. That's the only way I know. Man, it ain't my fault. I just live the way I talk. Slow, like a Sunday morning service back home. Kinda sweet when I got a bottle left on. If you know me, you know. It sounds a little bit like my daddy. I don't cuss around my mama. Got some words you never heard unless you come from down yonder. The man upstairs gets in, so I don't try to fix it. No, I don't hide it, I don't put it, I just roll with it. Oh, kinda slow like the Mississippi Road. That's the only way I know. Man, it ain't my fault. I just live the way I talk. The way I talk.
Nothing like the sunrise with your coffee in the morning, or taking a good book off the shelf. Another thing I love the most than being on my own is together with everybody else. Together, like a southern Sunday summers. Together, on my front porch with my friends. Together with who's ever there, standing next to me. Yeah, together is my favorite place to be.